Highest to Lowest is directed by the great and talented Spike Lee, and it stars pretty much his best friend. I'm pretty sure his best friend, BFF in real life, Denzel Washington. um, and the trailer for this movie was so random. It was so short, so brief, minimal, and I didn't know what I was going in when I saw this movie in theaters. When I saw this movie in theaters, I wasn't expecting so much, but it's Spike Lee. This movie is directed by Spike Lee, the Spike Lee. So I was like, part of me was like, yeah, I gotta see this movie, and also Apple TV. This is like the second Apple TV movie that came out this year. The first one was back in May, um, F1 with Brad Pitt. This is the second one. Apple TV to be the Apple TV Plus, to be released in theaters. So, yeah. So the film stars Denzel Washington, Jeffrey Wright, um, ASAP Rocky. I don't know how to pronounce his name. And Ice Spice in her film debut. It also marks the first collaboration between Lee and Washington since Inside Man, so that's a fun fact for you guys there because I haven't seen Inside Man. I haven't seen any Spike Lee movies. I know, right? I mean, it's the Spike Lee movie. Like, I always wanted to see Malcolm X. I always wanted to see the Black Klansman or something like that. And of course, I wanted to see that Netflix movie, Defy Blood, which starred, and I really wanted to see that movie, especially because it came out, I think, after Chadwick Boseman passed away, and that movie was, I think that was his last movie. I could be wrong about that. But that movie was, but Spike Lee honored his memory, Chadwick's memory for that movie. But I didn't like, those are the movies, those are the Spike Lee movies that I always wanted to see, and I have it to this day. At this very moment, I still haven't seen those movies. This is the first Spike Lee movie I've ever seen, period. I always wanted to, like I said, I wanted to see, for my whole life, I wanted to see Malcolm X and Black Klansman, but I never got around to it. But definitely after this movie, I got to like watch more Spike Lee movies. What's wrong with me? But anyway, I mean, when it comes to acting, I'm not gonna get into it. All right, fuck that shit. It's Denzel Washington. How can I? It's Denzel Washington. You can't go wrong with Denzel Washington. Everything he says and does is just perfect. It's flawless. And the same thing goes with Jeffrey Wright too. Um, I love Jeffrey Wright. I think Jeffrey Wright. I know him. I know Jeffrey Wright obviously as the voice of Uatu, the Watcher from the MCU What If series. But I also know it. But everyone knows him as Commissioner Gordon from the Robert Pattinson Matt Reeves film. But I think this is the second movie that I've seen him in. But anyway, yeah, I just love the relationship and the dynamics. I wasn't sure where this movie was going because from looking at the trailers, looking at the trailer, that one trailer that they just played that was very short, like wait, it was like 5 seconds. The trailer was like 5 seconds and then it was over. Um, but based on the trailer and from looking at the poster, I was like, okay, music. It has something to do with Denzel Washington and something with music. But I did not expect what I'm about to say might be considered as a spoiler, so be warned. I did not expect this movie to go to like a gangster. Denzel Washington's son gets kidnapped and Denzel Washington's son gets kidnapped. And Denzel and Jeffrey and Denzel's wife, and they call the police, and it's pretty much like this movie is pretty much trying to find his son and trying to rescue him and bring him back to Denzel Washington and his family. So it's like a missing persons like investigation. And Denzel Washington is doing some espionage thriller. It's really I really thought this was like a music, like a hip hop, like music movie, but no, it's really is more of a crime thriller movie, if anything. Mostly more crime thriller than like music, anything music related. Um, his son gets get kidnapped, and his kidnapper is asking for like money and holding like a ransom, holding him hostage and asking for a ransom or something like that. So that's pretty much it. And guys, this movie is fucking incredible. This movie is fucking incredible. I love this movie. And I can't wait to watch this movie again when it's available to stream on Apple TV, on Apple, which I looked it up is September 5th. So, very soon. I believe 2 weeks away, like less than 2 weeks away, maybe ish. Um, so yeah, very excited for that. I think F1 is already is out on Apple or is available to like rent or something on Amazon or whatever. But I think F1, the Brad Pitt movie, is available to stream on Apple TV, and that movie is great. So when it comes to Apple TV, like F1 was fucking amazing, guys. F1, if you guys seen, for those who haven't seen my F1 movie reviews, you guys should first of all. But if you guys haven't, basically what I said, basically my summary for F1 is that the movie is incredible. My one huge issue with the movie, the F1 Brad Pitt movie, was that it was too long. It was way too long. It should have been cut down. It should have been cut like 20 to like 25 minutes. It should have been cut short. But this movie like has the perfect pace, perfect pace, a perfect balance, just incredible acting performances all around the board, especially the one and only Denzel Washington. And I love Spike Lee's direction in this movie. His editing, the music in this movie, goddamn music. Um, Not that hip hop rap shit, like the old, like vintage retro, like Jimi Hendrix and Aretha Franklin. That's the real shit right there. I'm on Team Denzel Washington's side. Like, I prefer the oldies than these fucking, like, stupid ass Gen Zs or whatever, like, the kids these days listen to. This generation listens to, like, fucking, I don't know, some fucking young thug or, I don't know, some fucking bullshit or something. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. There was a point in this movie where I thought it was gonna end, but it kept going. I kept following it, and I was like, okay, okay, and then the movie ended, and I was like, okay. But anyway, for someone who did not know anything about this movie, did not know what I was getting into, Spike Lee did a great, fantastic job. And apparently, this movie is an English language, like an English reinterpretation of a Japanese, like a 60s Japanese film, also called Highest. Well, it's not called Highest to Lowest. It's called High and Low. Um, but it's a reinterpretation of High and Low. But yeah, I haven't seen that movie, but I heard like it's extraordinary. It's an extraordinary one of the greatest Japanese films of all time in history. So I gotta see it. If it's available anywhere on any streaming services or anywhere, I gotta see, where Spike Lee gets his reinterpretation from. But yeah, all in all, just fantastic movie. Um, so you know, August really, I thought August was on a streak. August was on a streak of like good movies after good movies, and then Honey Dope came along, and with Margaret, and that movie was, I heard bad things about that movie, and I was still recovering, and I had a fever when that movie came out. So I'm still recovering from my sickness, from my flu slash fever. Um, so I decided, for the sake of my health, to skip that movie. So yeah, there's that. Highest to lowest, fantastic, fantastic movie. Definitely check this movie out, or you guys can wait until it's available on Apple TV Plus, coming available to stream September 5th. So yeah, highest to lowest. Great job to Denzel Washington and Spike Lee. A great job, you guys, and Jeffrey Wright too. Um, Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have to say for highest to lowest. Please like and subscribe. Don't worry, I will be watching more Spike Lee movies, because this is literally the first movie from Spike Lee that I've seen. I really wanted to see Malcolm X. Malcolm X, Black Klansman, Defy Blood are on my list. I just never got around to seeing any of those. But after seeing this, now I really got to see those movies. So I'm gonna conclude this video and check those movies out. So there's that. So thank you so much, everyone, for taking the time to listen to my review, my thoughts. Please like and subscribe. Definitely subscribe, because when you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel, you'd be helping me out a lot. I mean, seriously, when you subscribe to my YouTube channel, it keeps me making more videos like the one you're watching right now, which is something I'm passionate about, which is making videos, which is, talking about movies, and just, it's something I'm passionate about, and I love it. I love making these types of videos. So I appreciate your guys' support, your love, your just everything, and I will see you in my next video. Peace.